Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. In the last episode, In the last episode, Vaan got really mad at the Imperials and decided that he wants to steal back the treasures from the Dalmascan Palace for the people of Dalmasca. Well, he's probably just gonna do it for himself, and I should have been reading that. Okay, let me go log back up. Anyway, in this episode, we will be obtaining the means for Vaan to do exactly that and maybe getting into the palace. Alright, anyway, on to the reading. Have you come to see the dark crystals? Not everyone takes well to the heat of the Giza Plains. Ah, so it is a sunstone you seek. You've come to the right place. They can only be made here in Giza. They're quite valuable, though, so we can't go handing them out to just anyone who happens to wander through our camp. You see, we make and sell sunstones to earn the money we need to survive. Still, perhaps we can come to an agreement. Let's see. Would you hear my offer? Sure. The making of sunstones is a chore we give to the children of our camp. They roam the plains, traveling from dark crystal to dark crystal, drawing the light from the crystals into shade stones. One of these children, Jin, has not yet returned. He left carrying our supply of shade stones. If you'll find Jin for me and tell him to come back to the camp, you may take one of the sunstones he's made in return. Some of the children said they might have seen him to the south of the camp. You may want to speak with them yourself before leaving. Please find Jin and tell him to return at once. And cutscene. Guess who is here?
Penelo? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same, though the answer's pretty clear. No good.
What? I'm being good.
Is that right? So, then you wouldn't mind if I, say, tagged along, would you?
Huh?
Oh, don't worry. Miguelo's busy with preparations for the fete up at the palace. Why, I'm free for the whole day. Well, let's get going.
Alright, Penelo's helping us out. And like I said last time, she comes with the cure spell. Or she knows how to use it. She has the license for it. And if you want, you can actually go ahead and unlock a license board for Penelo too. She is going to be a permanent party member, but she's only around temporarily for now. So you don't have to get her one. I, however, will be getting her a license, or a job right now, because I know exactly what I want to do with her. For Penelo, I have settled on Red Battle Mage. It's one I've agonized a bit over, but at the end of the day, the character who I wanted to initially use Red Battle Mage with, it just suits Penelo a bit more based on what I'm going for. Since Penelo is like a, well, I guess mother figure is kind of the right word, for all the kids on the in Ravenaster, her fellow orphans. She basically wants to be practical, so the Red Mage, with its high amount of versatility, is a very practical sort of job for her to take. But when you're considering your own class for Penelo, if you're not too sure what you want to do, you can put it off. She's the last party member to permanently join your group, so you don't need to worry about giving her one right away. I thought there was a mace here, that's why I got maces 1. Well, yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to get those, but I will buy Libra. Anyway, let's see. If you're not sure what to do with Penelo, you can always put it off because she is your last permanent party member. But if you do want to give her a job now, that's fine too. Penelo, she's got very good magic stats. Oh, I should have read that. Whatever. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read this right now, actually. So far, you've been traveling by yourself, but now that I'm here, we can travel as a party. You can give commands to allies in your party, just like you've been doing for yourself up to now. I'll make my own decisions about what to do, too, but you can also give me specific commands, and I'll take care of those first. Got it? Got it. Right, well, before I continue, I'm going to finish that thought. Penelo's got really good magic stats. She'll have high MP. Her magic is, I think she's tied for the best magic with one other character. And she's, I think she's around middle of the road in terms of speed, but her strength, defense, and HP are all going to be low. Well, actually, I don't think defense is an individual stat. It's entirely determined by armor, I think. I'll have to look that up later. Anyway. So, she's not very durable. I think she does also have good vitality, but since she's got low HP, I wouldn't put her into a position where you need her to have that, make use of that high vitality. So, the types of jobs Penelo's good at is, well, the red battle mage, as I've already selected. When you pair it, if you pair it with the right jobs, or just leave it as is, Penelo should be pretty good at it. Another good job to consider for her is black mage. Basically, just keep her off the front lines and have her using magic, and you'll be golden. Oh, one more thing. If you don't want me to fight on my own, you can always turn my gambits off. With my gambits turned off, I won't do anything until you give the word. You should really think about using gambits for yourself, you know. They can make managing a battle a lot easier. And we've also unlocked the gambits for the battle menu. Although it's a dirty, dirty lie. We don't actually get to set up gambits right now. That's a later tutorial. Vaan, wasn't Jin supposed to be somewhere to the south of the village? If we work our way around, we should find him. Oh, it's on the battle menu, so it's not actually in the menu. But yeah, if you just turn it on, then the characters will have some... Vaan and Penelo both have gambits that they have, that they start off with. Both of them basically just have it to where they'll automatically target the same enemy as the party leader. So you'll see Penelo started attacking this guy after I decided to. I think she also has a gambit to attack an enemy that's targeting her. So if Vaan isn't fighting anything, then Penelo's getting attacked, then she'll attack that guy. The same should be true for Vaan, so if you want to run around as Penelo instead, you can do that. I think... Let me actually try that out. Yeah, you can switch between your party members very easily, and it looks like, no, Vaan does not have... Or, well, he does, but it looks like they stopped attacking. Let's see. I lost my train of thought already. Yeah, if you want to run around as Vaan or as Penelo instead, Vaan should be able to use his own gambits. But I would recommend playing as Vaan for now, or sticking to Vaan for now. Since Penelo's going to be is going to basically be your party healer, you're going to need to command her to do stuff, and when you do that, she's going to stop whatever else she's doing. Well, I guess you don't have to use her as your healer if you don't want to. You can use items. But since she does no cure, if you bought it, she'll be good for healing. Oh, right. I was talking about how to switch on the menu. Or switch between party members. You can press down on the directional pad or D-pad. You can press up and down to shuffle through your active party members, and then you select whichever one to be the leader. The leader will be the one you run around as, but they're not the only one you control. When you open the battle menu, you can hit left and right on the D-pad to switch between party members and give them all specific orders. And enemy aggro in this game, I think it's pretty complicated. I don't have anything concrete about how it works, but my semi-working theory on enemy aggression is that they tend to target your party members who are doing the most area of effect damage. Like if they have a skill that hits more than one person, the enemies are going to target that person more likely. Unless you have decoy active on someone, then they're going to hit the decoy. Can make it a bit tricky in the early parts of the game, since without decoy or any of those multi-hit moves, you can't really control who the enemies are going to attack, but it's usually fine. As for when you're running around on the world map like this, once you get a full party, it's generally a good idea to either run around as the person that you want to be engaging in combat the most, like basically run around as your tank more often than not. However, it's also not such a bad idea to run around as the person who's casting the most spells. The AI in this game is kind of crap. Characters who are casting spells can move until they have to actually cast the spell. But the computer, the AI-controlled party members, they don't know that. So when they go to cast a spell, they stop everything they're doing and then cast the spell while they're charging the spell, then cast it, and then they'll move once their action bar resets. It really slows things down. So if you have a party member who's going to be casting spells frequently, I'd highly recommend running around as them. But that shouldn't be the case. I'd also recommend that if you're going to use a lot of steady buffs, just have them set up to be used at times when you really need them. Anyway, we found Jin. Yeah, my name's Jin. What's it to ya? Masuya wants me to come back to the village, huh? That could be a problem. Let's see. Maybe my leg's better now. No, it is not. Nope, no good. Still hurts. I tripped running from some monsters. Guess I pulled something. I'm never gonna get any sunstones made like this. I just needed to make one more to be finished for today. I didn't want to head back short, so I thought I'd give my leg a rest and try again. How convenient he only needs one more. Why are you out here looking for me anyhow? Let's go ahead and explain the situation. So you need a sunstone, huh? Well, if Masuya doesn't mind, I'll give you a shadestone, but I'm still not sure I can walk yet. You'll have to turn it into a sunstone, okay? Don't worry, I'll tell you how. You do know that we use dark crystals and shadestones to make sunstones, right? And then we get a shadestone. There's your shadestone. As for the dark crystals, you'll find them all over Giza Plains. This stone right here beside me is one of the smaller ones. The bigger crystals have something inside that soaks up sunlight and shines really bright. See that one over there? If you take that shadestone I just gave you and bring it near one of those shining dark crystals, it will absorb the energy from it. There are 4 shining dark crystals in Giza right now. If you have trouble finding them, just stop and scan the horizon. There's no way to tell how much energy you can draw from any one crystal without trying. You shouldn't need to use all 4 though. This gauge will show you how much energy the shadestone's absorbed. When it's full, you'll have yourself a sunstone. Once you made the sunstone, bring it to me. I'll make sure it's up to snuff. I'll go ahead and mark the dark crystals on your map too. See you back here when you're done. Alright, so now we have a quest. Let's go ahead and touch the save crystal. No need to save. And then if you press L3, it actually pulls up an overlaying map like this, so you don't even have to go into the map menu. It's really convenient. That's a new feature for the PlayStation 4 release. Anyway, we're going to head on over this way, and I'm going to explore the crap out of the Giza Plains to get lots of goodies. We already found a blind spell. I overlooked that because, well, I'm just not that observant, and I was already talking. And then this quest we're doing right now, it's actually repeatable. Once you've done it, you can talk to that lady Masuya again to get another shadestone and to make more sun crystals. But it's really not worth doing. You're much better off. You're much better off hunting monsters and collecting the loot they drop if you really need cash. Because that's pretty much all the shadestone thingy is for, getting money. I mean, you can sell them, and I don't know if they unlock anything in the bazaar. I'll have to look that up, too. So many things to look up. Okay, let's see, Anyway, if this were the original Final Fantasy XII, I would say don't worry too much about, finding all these treasures. Because in the original release, they randomized the loot, so a treasure chest would have a chance to spawn, and then in that chance to spawn, it would have a chance of having any number of the things that it's supposed to drop. It was really, really bad, like a horrible system. Nobody liked it. For the International Zodiac, or for the Zodiac Age, they actually changed it. So now there are fixed chests that always contain loot. Hey, that one gave us over half. Not bad. Maybe this won't take so long after all. So this is what the kids on Giza Plains do to make their way. Maybe one of them will take you on as an apprentice. Yeah, let's just find the next crystal, okay? Yeah, Penelo, jeez. Anyway, there's another crystal over there. Oh, I came from that direction. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore over here. Yeah, once you fill up that gauge, you'll automatically go back to Jin, so I'd recommend fully exploring the areas if you want before you finish filling up the crystal. It'll be pretty obvious when it's almost done, because it takes about 3 shade stones to fill it up completely, so you can just get 2 and then hunt around a bit and then get the 3rd one when you're done. I don't know if the energy goes down, but I'm going to assume not. This is the very first side quest sort of thing, and it's near the beginning of the game, so I guess they'd want it to be easy, but don't let this one's ease fool you. Final Fantasy XII can be a pretty harsh game. Anyway, let's keep moving to the north here. One other thing they added, but I don't want to use it too much, is a fast forward button. If you press L1, it'll speed up everything. I do not recommend using it too much in these early parts, since you have to control everything. Yeah, if you speed everything up like that in this section, it might make combat a lot tougher for you, since you'll have a harder time knowing exactly when to pause and throw out a potion or a heal or a cure spell. But your enemies will keep getting to move faster, and they'll just have their they'll have all their stuff set up to do whatever they want. Ooh, a cotton cap. I believe Penelo can equip that. She is equipped with that. Never mind. Okay. And then, like I said, if you don't know what you want to do with Penelo, you do not have to give her a job right away. She starts off in the first tier of Mystic Armor and with a Cure spell, so she can fill this role for you no matter what you do. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have her throw a Cure at Vaan. And I also have Blindina already. Did I buy that? I did buy that. Yeah, the only way the AI will move when they're using a spell is if during the charge timer their target moves out of the way, then they'll get closer. And that is the only time they'll move when using a spell like that. Yeah, this weird combat system is some sort of hybrid Square Enix was aiming for when they thought the single-player RPG market was dead or dying. It really wasn't, though, and it took the release of Bravely Default for them to finally learn that lesson. It kind of makes Final Fantasy XII a bit weaker overall, since it has that sort of weird hybrid between turn-based combat and real-time. But at the very least, it's functional. And once we get the actual tutorial for Gambits, then we can go into more details about how to use it. Anyway, moving on to the next area here. Since I already explored most of this part, we'll just hit a few areas I missed, and then move into that top area in the northwest. Getting good with your cardinal directions really helps out in a game like this. Excuse me. I guess I could talk about Vaan and Penelo. They were actually their characters were initially different in the early stages of the game. They wanted Vaan to be a bit more world-weary, I guess, and Penelo was going to be like his snarky sidekick. I guess a good way to think of Vaan is a lot of his character traits got put into another character we'll be getting later. And Penelo was going to be like Dr. Girlfriend from the Venture Bros, the hyper-competent sidekick. Well, not really sidekick, but the hyper-competent woman behind the man. But both those ideas got scrapped. Squaresoft collapsed while making this and got merged with I think it was just called Enix to make the now as we know them Square Enix, which is part of the reason why Final Fantasy XII had such a long and troubled production. Yeah, I'm gonna put off getting that one for now to explore a little more. And it was decided to have Vaan and Penelo both be younger to appeal to a different audience. They kind of wanted to play it safe, since I think this was the first title they released after becoming Square Enix, or at least it was the biggest after that first merge. Which is a real shame, because I heard the original director for this game too. His favorite character was Penelo, or is Penelo, but it's because of all the stuff they had to cut from her character. She ended up being a lot more flat overall as a result. But she and Vaan both get a lot more characterization in spin-off titles. I think there was one on the DS called Revenant Wings. And it's more of a strategy game, like turn-based strategy, kind of like what Final Fantasy Tactics is, which is actually a good segue into the next point. Final Fantasy XII is a distant prequel to the Tactics series. It takes place in the same world, Ivalice, and I believe there are a lot of events in Final Fantasy XII that set up things that happen later on in Tactics. And Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO, it actually has a dungeon set in Ivalice. You get to explore the royal city of Rabanastre and fight a few of the Espers from this game. I guess it was used as promotion for this because they launched that raid shortly after this game was launched. Oh, I didn't need to open that one, but this is a new area I haven't explored before. I don't think. No, never mind, I have explored this one before. So let's just go ahead and finish the Sun Crystal after we fight off the giant birds. Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of enemies that are basically reskins, but if you go into the clan premiere and look at their entries in the bestiary, they're actually explained as being different subspecies of the same overarching species. They still do have lots of stuff, a lot of stuff written in the margins, but it's mostly to expand the world and not explain the story. So it gets a pass as far as I'm concerned. Alright, there's the last crystals. So, let's see. I think there was a thing over here I haven't explored. Oh, yeah, that leads to a new area. I think a part of the reason why they wanted to go with this more open world design that Final Fantasy XII has is because it was being developed on the heels of Final Fantasy XI, the last MMO they made, and it was actually Final Fantasy XI was pretty popular too. I had a few friends who played it back in its heyday, and they all seemed to really like it. So I think the move for Final Fantasy XI to be more MMO-y was because of 11's success. Alright, let's take it back to Jin and see what he says. I hope we did it right. Sure, let's go. me, obtained a sunstone. And then, yeah, it just takes you right back to Jin. Hey, you've got a sunstone. Let's take a look. Seems okay to me. Not bad for city folk. So here's what happened. Masuya's always warning us to stay away from the werewolves, right? Well, a bunch of us decided we'd have a little contest. See who's the bravest. It started out as a lark, but Tot said that none of us kids living on the plain should be scared of monsters. I guess I got carried away. Don't let any of the grown-ups know, though, okay? He's basically one of those idiot kids doing a Tide Pod challenge. I don't even know how that started. Anyway, my leg's feeling better now. Let's head back to the village. I'll race ya. Try and keep up. Yeah, I don't know if it takes us right back to the village or if we're going to have to move there manually. I guess we'll find out. Oh, it did take us right back there. So, I guess in a way I was kind of wrong, too. Because we didn't go back to where Jin was. We went back to the Giza village. Jin made it back home, safe and sound. He is a good boy, but how his mind wanders. He never thinks of the worry it causes me. I'm sorry if he was any trouble. Please, take these with my thanks. 50 gil, 2 potions, 2 teleport stones. And this time I won't sell them. Jin gave you a sunstone, yes? I hope it may be of some help to you. And that pretty much does it. We can go right back to Old Dallin and continue on with the story, but there is one thing that it's pretty useful to do right about now, and so I'm gonna go take care of that. But first we're gonna sell things. Okay, those are all sold, and let's see. Oh, now they're selling first aid in dark. I don't remember that being there. Well, whatever. Okay. I was thinking of buying 2 of these bangles here. Libra is pretty useful to have, and until the characters learn it themselves, equipping this accessory is pretty good. But actually, I'm thinking, when we're in that dungeon, we'll be getting 2 new party members. I should buy stuff to equip to them right away, because they don't start out in the best gear. I'll wait till I get back to Rabanastre for that. Let's actually just do that real quick. Okay. And I'm actually getting close to time, so once we make it back to Rabanastre, I think I'll save and leave the events of the next episode for the next episode. But for now, it's just a quick trot. But the fast forward feature is going to be super useful for grinding, and speaking of grinding, I'm not sure if I should leave it in or just edit it all out so that way you don't have to watch it. Go ahead and leave a comment to let me know. Do you prefer me to leave grinding in or take it out? I guess I could try and answer some other questions while doing that too, like what Team 4-Star did with their Pokemon Nuzlocke. Alright, so we're back. I'm going to touch that crystal, and we'll end the video off here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to keep up. This has been Spaced Oyster, signing out.